Hello, I'm Executive Chef Joseph Schutze. Welcome to our kitchen. Today's demonstration is a request from one of my subscribers, and it's for a classical French dish called beef bourguignon. Beef bourguignon is a braised beef dish from the region of Burgundy with some carrots, onions, mushrooms, and tons of flavor. So join me now as I show you how I prepare beef bourguignon. At this time, I'd like to say thank you very much to all the current subscribers. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you're a first timer or repeat visitor and have not done so, like the content, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and hit the notification bell, be up to date with all of our latest posts. Let's get cooking. To begin, I have a Dutch oven preheating over medium heat. I'm gonna add a little bit of grapeseed oil, and then I will begin rendering the fat from my bacon. Well, here we are with our bacon crispening up nicely. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and remove it and set it aside on a sheet pan lined with parchment paper. Now that I have the bacon removed, let's go ahead and turn it up to medium high. And then we're going to go ahead and start sauteing our pearl onions. Saute these for maybe 5 minutes or so, just trying to get a little bit of color to them. Now that our onions have gotten a little color, I'm going to go ahead and remove them and put them on the sheet pan with the parchment paper. Now, I will start to saute my carrots. Again, just until you get a little color to them. Now, our carrots have nice color. Remove those as well. Next, let's add our mushrooms. We'll go ahead and saute these until they browned up nice. Now that our mushrooms have cooked up, let's go ahead and remove them. So now, I want to drop my temperature back down to medium. And you may have to add a touch more oil. And now we're going to add our brunoise onions. And for those of you who tuned in my channel, remember what brunoise is? It's a very small dice, 1/8 inch cubes. Go ahead, and we're gonna let this sweat for about a minute or so, letting it become aromatic. Now that our onions are cooking, I like to add in some beef bones. The beef bones are gonna help obviously add flavor and create my stock. Also, it's going to do another thing with the marrow in there is going to help make the liquid gelatinous and give it a much smoother texture. So let's go ahead and sear this until we brown it up nice. Well, while the beef bones are searing and browning up, we'll take our meat that's cubed up in a bowl. Feel free to use any meat that you like. Chuck roast is good. I'm actually using a brisket flat. Chuck flap is fantastic, or short rib. Those are great cuts of meat for this. So let's go ahead and add flour to this. And then let's go ahead and gently toss it so we coat all the meat with the flour. This is gonna do a couple things. One, it's gonna help brown the meat. And also with the fats that's there, it's gonna help, this is gonna make our roux. So, there we go. Well, now that I got my bones turned over, let's go ahead and add our garlic. I add my garlic this late in the game because with the higher temperatures, I don't want to burn the garlic. So we'll add it now, cook this for a minute or so. Now that our garlic has cooked and become aromatic, let's go ahead and add our butter. Now that our butter is melted, let's go ahead and add our beef. Well, now that our meat is cooking a little bit, let's go ahead and add some tomato paste. I like using the tomato paste for a couple of reasons. One, it's going to help with getting a darker color as you cook it. And number two, the paste is also going to help with the thickening of the sauce. So we're going to go ahead and mix this around evenly. And let's go ahead and gently let this cook and then occasionally stir. Now with the cooking, as you can see, the color is getting darker on it, and as the liquids are pulling out of the meat, it's kind of getting a little bit saucy right now. So at this point, I like to season a little with some kosher salt. Not to overdo it because of the reduction, we'll end up making it a little saltier. Let's add our bacon back to it. And now the red wine. Because this dish is from Burgundy, I do recommend using Burgundy wine, but I prefer port wine, so that's what I use. You know, by all means, use any, wine that you like, but port is like my go-to one for this. I just think it yields a better flavoring dish. Let's add water, or you could use beef stock. I do not have any beef stock on me. That's why I'm using these bones. That water will develop into the beef stock. We're gonna bring this to a simmer. Well, now it's coming up to a simmer. I'm gonna lower my temperature down to low, medium low, because I don't want it to boil like crazy. I want it to just gently reduce and cook the meat. I will add my sachet. And my sachet has some mixed peppercorns, fresh thyme, and some bay leaves. Move this around, put our lid on, and let's go ahead and let this braise for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Well, here we are after our 90 minutes of braising. Our sauce is thickened up. What I did part of the way, or through a lot of the cooking, was I kind of took my lid and slid it ajar a little bit to enable some of the air to release and allow it to reduce, to thicken up. So at this time, we will remove our sachet and discard it. And now let's add our vegetables. We will continue to simmer this on low temperature until the carrots are cooked completely. At that point, you should taste it, adjust your seasonings as needed, and then you're ready for service. Well, there you have my method for preparing beef bourguignon. I absolutely love this dish. And what's not to love about it? It's not difficult, has a lot of flavor, it includes wine in the cooking process, and the cooking process is a slow braise, which is my absolute favorite. So this is my dish. I love it. Now, you can serve this with mashed potatoes, roasted potato, rice, pasta, soft polenta, pretty much anything it goes pretty well with. Flavors, you can add other vegetables to it. Sometimes I will add fennel and leek to it. They're traditionally not in the dish. However, I love the flavor of the vegetable cooked into the wine and the beef. I like it more so than the actual beef in the dish, but that's just me. The bones, meat on the bone, that's even amazing too, simply because that's going to generate the flavor for your stock as you're braising it along with the wine. So, well, I hope you enjoyed the demonstration. Give it a shot. It is a little bit of a labor-intensive dish, meaning, the preparation can be lengthy depending on how you do it. Pearl onions, you don't have to use a regular onion if you'd like, but I want to elevate the dish, so there I'm using baby carrot, I'm using a nicer mushroom rather than just a button mushroom. I'm use king trumpets, use oyster mushrooms. Make the dish yours and enjoy it. So I hope you enjoyed the demonstration. Give it a shot. Give me your feedback, let me know what you think. Jöjjt